What's up, everyone? It is your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing fine myself. Uh, Except I got some toast stuck in my teeth, per usual. Sorry about the last couple of days. I worked really late on, what is it, Tuesday? Oh, not Tuesday. Yeah, Monday. Was it Monday? I don't know. Anyways, I worked really late. Yeah, it was Monday. I worked really late on Monday. Like I worked till like 4. Or Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I worked. Yeah, so on Monday I worked really late. I worked till like 4 in the morning on Tuesday till Tuesday. Okay, so I worked overnight on Monday and I worked till 4 in the morning. There we go. There, I've made it make sense. And then for Wednesday's show, what was it? Fucking hell. Fuck, I can't even remember. Honestly, I'm so goddamn like out of it. When was the last time I did a show? There we go. Just go to Twitter because I tweeted it all out. So 23rd. Okay, so I worked on 23rd. Okay, so my show on the 22nd, I worked really late on the 21st. There we go. Yeah, so I worked till 4 on the till 4 in the morning, Wednesday morning so for Wednesday's show. Yeah, I was up till I was still working by the time I got home. It was like I had like an hour and a half before I would have to go to work to do my stream. I mean, so I went to bed instead. And then yesterday, I got sick because I have a daughter and a wife, and they like to get me sick apparently. So yeah, so I'm sick, and it was Thanksgiving, and so I didn't feel like doing a show, so I didn't do a show. And now it's the 24th, Black Friday. I'm doing a show, so there we go. Finally got it. That's the explanation for all my crap. Colossians. Well, anyways, that's what happened. So I do apologize for the delay and everything, but yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's been a long couple of days. Let me just make sure my shit's working. I apologize for the delay and everything, but that's why. All right, we are good. So what we got today is basically the show I was going to do on Wednesday, which I generally try to do. And in all honesty, it hasn't really, it's been a holiday. It hasn't been anything of real interest that I've seen that I really want to talk about. Although I am adding 2 more things because I'm not going to the gym today because I am sick. But anyways, I am going to talk about the terrorist attack at the border of U.S. and Canada. There was a car bombing at the border. And then we're going to talk about the Las Vegas death, Jonathan Lewis. That's the kid. I talked about it on my show. That's the kid that was beaten up after trying to help his friend. And yeah. So 4 teens have been charged in second-degree murder. They're being charged as adults. So we're going to watch their first court appearance. And then I'll talk about some more. And then Matt Riffe, a comedian, a very funny comedian, in my opinion, has done is facing a backlash after doing a fake apology link on his Instagram. for those offended by his jokes in his Netflix special. So we will watch that, and we'll watch. And then the Israeli and Hamas ceasefire deal with hostage release is in its final stages. At least it was when I was last on. There's just all right. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about that because apparently there's no actual article. Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. So you got that. That'll be something fairly short. So we'll look at that, and then former Mayor Wojan has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for possession and distribution of child porn. Check out who his friend is. And then Fulton County has acknowledged duplicate ballots from the 2020 election. Look at that. We'll watch an ad Trump has, a campaign ad against Biden. And then we got 2 new sexual assault cases accusing famous celebrities. So that's what we'll talk about today. All right. Before I get started, make sure you follow me at officialwghost. That way you can find out when I go live, see my tweets, etc., etc., etc. Let's see. Make sure you follow me at Rumble. But make sure you follow me on Rumble, rumble.com/withghost and Gaming with Ghost. Those are the my 2 channels on Rumble. And then all right. And then before I get started, I haven't had a chance to do this, but just want to do a quick that for hello there 1234 for following me 2 days ago. And then another one for Seed1136 for giving me a follow as well. I appreciate the follow. Thank you guys. Shout out to you. I always appreciate the follows. It's very important for me. Maybe eventually I can do this for real for a career. That'd be nice. All right. All right, well, so let's get into it.
Yes. Oh, here we go. Alexis McAdams is reporting that according to high-level police sources, the explosion was an attempted terrorist attack. A lot of explosives in the vehicle at the time. The 2 people who were in the car are deceased. 1 Border Patrol officer was injured. Driving from the U.S. apparently to Canada, and we're trying to drive toward the CBP building. So all bridges in the area have been closed. All government buildings in the area have been evacuated. Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, Alexis McAdams is reporting.
All right. So there's that. Now, since then, they're saying it's no longer a terrorist attack. That's what they're saying. Now, I mean, questions, do you trust them? This is from ABC News, mainstream media. Rainbow Bridge crash explosion not connected to terrorism. Niagara Falls police will look into the crash as a traffic investigation. 2 passengers were killed in the Rainbow Bridge incident, have been identified as husband and wife, according to the Department of Homeland Security document obtained by ABC News. One of the victims was a Western New York resident, Governor Kathy Hochul said. DHS has conducted database queries on both individuals and found no criminal history or derogatory information, the document said. FBI said Wednesday night it was turning the car crash and explosion that occurred at the border earlier in the day to the Niagara Falls Police Department as a traffic investigation. FBI Buffalo has concluded our investigation as the scene of the Rainbow Bridge incident, as a search of the scene revealed no explosive material, no terrorism nexus was identified. A statement from the agency read. The agency's conclusion echo what Holch told the media. There was no evidence that the crash on the U.S. side of the Rainbow border, which connects to U.S. to Canada at Niagara Falls, New York, was a terrorist attack. She also told reporters there's no indications of any explosives at the scene. A vehicle raced towards a border checkpoint on the U.S. side of the bridge, hit a booth, exploded, and went airborne, Holch said. You actually had to look at it and say, was this generated by AI? Because it was so real, so surreal to see how high in the air this vehicle went. And then the crash and explosion and the fire, she said. Excuse me. One booth agent was injured in the incident and was treated for their injuries at a hospital. They were later released in the day, Holch said. It was a very congested area. It could have been very cataclysmic. Media told the investigations would take some time as much of the vehicle was destroyed and debris was scattered over 13 booths. There's not a license plate, she said. Homeland Security Secretary of the Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, posted a statement on X shortly after Holch news conference reiterated that the incident did not appear to be terrorist related. We will continue to closely coordinate with state and local police officials, he said. Investigators found some sort of suitcase or briefcase on the scene, sources told ABC News. They were treating it as a possible explosive as a precaution earlier in the day, and the bomb squad handled the package. The Rainbow Bridge remained closed until Thursday evening. The Peace, Queens, Lewiston, and Whirlpool Rapid Bridge in Canada reopened to traffic in both directions later in the evening. They had been closed earlier out of an abundance of caution, authorities say. As the scene unfolded, Buffalo Niagara International Airport said it would increase security with car checks and additional screening for travelers. President Joe Biden was briefed on the explosion, White House officials said. We are taking this extraordinarily seriously, Canada Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said. We are following up to try and get as many answers as rapidly as possible. Additional measures are being contemplated, activated at all border crossings across the country. In Toronto, the police department said it would increase patrols out of an abundance of caution. In New York City, Mayor Eric Adams said he was monitoring the incident. Adams said New York has already enhanced security for Thanksgiving, so the public will see increased security at locations across New York, including entry and egress points into and out of the city. So there you go. So they're not claiming it's a terrorist attack, but now here's the question. Do you believe them? Do you? Do you believe they would tell you the truth if there was a terrorist attack? And here's why. There's cause to question this. I mean, they've been saying all this time there's no terror, there was no terrorists who came through the border on the southern side, and it would be embarrassing if it turns out there was a terrorist that went through the border. Now, again, there's no real evidence. I haven't seen any evidence. I'm just saying. But, let's be honest. Would they let us know that there was a terrorist, if it turned out to be a terrorist attack? I've never been to New York, nor the New York border between Canada and the U.S., so I don't know, to be honest. But I don't understand why someone would be speeding across the border so fast that they ended up accidentally hitting a booth. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. But I have no idea, because the one border I went through was a ferry, so I have no idea. I really don't have any idea. It's just weird, is all. Hopefully, they are telling us the truth. But I mean, with all that we've been through with the FBI and all that, do you really trust them at this point? I don't think anyone really trusts them at this point. I'm just saying. Anyways. But hopefully they're being truthful with us. It wasn't an actual terrorist attack. We don't have anything to worry about. Hold on. I just saw something. Okay. All right. So let's move on. First, we're going to read the article, and then we're going to watch them. This is the article. So 4 teens have been charged. 4 teens who faced second-degree murder charges will be prosecuted as adults after the fatal mob-style beating this month of a 17-year-old Las Vegas boy, court records show. Teens also face the charge of conspiracy to commit battery, resulting in substantial bodily harm, according to records filed Monday in Las Vegas Justice Court. The suspects were part of a group of teens aged 13 to 17 who were booked last week on suspicion of murder in the November 1st attack on Jonathan Lewis Jr. Lewis, who was beaten unconscious, died November 7th. Sorry, it's cold. It's cold in my basement. All right. NBC News generally does not name minors accused of a crime. Attorney General Robert Draskovic, who represents a 17-year-old facing a second-degree murder charge, said Tuesday that he was concerned about the murder charge being levied against kids of such a young age. Well, yeah, but they did murder someone. So just because you're underage and you kill someone doesn't mean that you shouldn't get charged with murder. That makes no sense, dude. Draskovic added that Lewis's death is a tragedy. This investigation is unfolding. We have yet to review all the evidence. We will review the evidence and conduct our own investigation, he said. Excuse me. An attorney representing another teen declined to comment extensively over text, but said his client is 16 and has been charged as an adult. The lawyer representing the third suspect could not immediately be reached Tuesday night. The 4th teen did not have an attorney listed in court records. Last week, Las Vegas police sought the public's help in identifying 2 other teens accused in the mailing. On Tuesday, they announced a 9th minor had been arrested and booked on open murder in Clarks County Juvenile Hall. Police authorities still need help identifying an outstanding person of interest, police said. At least some of the fight was recorded and posted on social media. A video reviewed by NBC News showed a person taking a swing at someone person is then swarmed by a group of teens. The fight erupted over stolen headphones and possibly a marijuana vape pen, police said. The father called his son a hero on a memorial website. He says his son died defending a friend who was being bullied. All right. So that's the article. Let us watch. So this is some of the teens' first court appearance. So we'll watch that.
Twenty-three CR 087-681-003. And 23 CR 087. We're going to start with Mr. Fernandez. Mr. Fernandez, present.
Here you are. Karen Colley, here on behalf of Mr. Hernandez, who's also present in custody.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, did you receive a copy of this criminal consent?
Yeah.
Okay, do you understand the charges against you? Yes, okay. I'm going to appoint Ms. Conway to represent you. Mr. Beaver. Mr. Beaver, have you received a
Give
copy?
it to Beaver.
And you do all to answer out loud because the court reporter is seeing you out every day. Okay, do you understand the charges against you? Okay, I'm going to appoint Mr. Raffa to represent you.
Thank you, Judge. Just to be clear, I'm standing in for my father, Attorney Gabriel Grassa.
Yes, the record will be clear as to be able to
Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Mr. Robin? All right, Mr. Robin, did you receive a copy of this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to appoint Mr. Grafkovich to represent you. And Mr. Redall, did you receive a copy of the bill?
No.
Do you understand the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to appoint the Office of the Special Public Defender to represent you.
Thank you, Your
Hi, counsel, what would we like to say?
Honor. Your Honor, the state and all defense counsel have come to an agreement. We're not going to address bail today. However, we are all going to agree that the defendants be remanded to juvie custody. The case will remain in front of Your Honor, but they will be housed at juvie for the future, probably 2014.
Yeah, we'd like to come back for a status check once they've had a chance to look at the discovery and probably set a prelim from there.
The 14th, if the court can accommodate that.
Okay, the 14th of December.
Yes.
So everyone-
Wow. Wow. Whoo. God damn, another hot judge. God. Whew, fuck yeah. All right, I'm definitely watching this trial. God damn, this judge. Holy shit, it's another hot judge. Hopefully she won't be as insane as the Parkland one.
Okay, all right. It'll be the court's order that the defendants are remanded to the juvenile facility pursuant to the stipulation of counsel. And we'll set a status check on the 14th for discovery. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's have report.
So there you go. That's the those are the teens. That's the it's our first court appearance. Wow, that judge was hot. God damn. But yeah, there we go. I think these kids are kind of fucked, honestly. They clear, the video shows them beating him. The guy died. It's yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, these teens are probably guilty as hell, unless something significant happens. Sorry. All right. So moving on. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, not really moving on yet. But yeah, those yeah, I mean, like, this is just heinous. And I mean, the lawyer's gonna lawyer as best he can. But look, it's not shocking if you commit murder, even if you're a teenager, and then you get caught with a murder charge. If you murder someone, even if you're a teenager, you're a fucking murderer. It doesn't fucking matter how old you are. Like, this argument just didn't make sense to me. Saying it's tragic because his client's a teen being charged with murder. I mean, he murdered someone. Of course, he should be charged and is charged with murder. Maybe I'm just insane. But let's move on. Gonna go into quick because all this is really old news at this point, so it's not that. I'm sure people have already seen all this stuff. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving, by the way. I had to work, but it's okay because I got that holiday pay. So it means I got paid a shit ton. All right. Comedian Matt Riffe responds to Netflix special Backlash with link to special needs helmet. It's fucking hilarious. Shout out to you, Matt Riffe. If you've never seen, listen to Matt Riffe, the guy's funny as hell. He was on Wild and Out. You know what? Actually, before I do anything, let's forgive Matt Riffe for your hilarity. He was on Wild and Out. He's a funny dude. If you watched him, dude, you need to watch this guy. He's hilarious. I love watching him. He's funny as fuck. And as you can tell, clearly good looking. Pause. Far more better looking than I am. Pause. Anyways, so comedian Matt Riffe was criticized for his new Netflix stand-up comedy special Natural Selection after clips of him joking about domestic violence went viral Monday. Riffe, who has been a comedian for over a decade, was featured on MTV's Wild and Out, posted a response to his critics broadly in his Instagram story on Monday. If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology, he wrote. The link to in his Instagram story leads to a medical website that sells helmets for people with special needs. Representatives for Matt Riffe did not respond to a request for comment. Okay, Matt Riffe, hold on. Or anything. Do not fucking apologize for this hilarious thing. Your hilarious tweet, sending them to a link to special need helmets. Do not apologize to it, no matter how much backlash you get. Natural Selection, which premiered Wednesday on Netflix, touches topics like social media trolls, spirituality, and having kids. He opened the special with a joke about a restaurant server who took his order in Baltimore. You described how she had a black eye, and my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face. Yeah, And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Look. Domestic violence isn't that funny or shit. Okay, it's a horrible thing. Guys who do it are trash and all that stuff. Okay, all right. We've established my policy on it. All right, cool. But that's a funny fucking joke. Let's be for real. That's a funny joke, and we can all laugh and enjoy the joke. It's a joke. Enjoy the joke. That's a funny ass joke. And he said he was just testing the waters, seeing if y'all are going to be fun or not. I figured we'd start the show with domestic violence. The rest of the show should be pretty smooth sailing after that, he said. A clip of Riffe's opening joke got millions of views on TikTok and thousands on X. People condemned him for making light of abuse. I'm generally trying to figure out how this can be spun as funny. Like he's victim blaming, commentator on TikTok wrote. Would love to see him explain what makes the joke funny and see if he can say anything other than it's shocking. It's a funny joke. That's how it's funny. He was also criticized for a joke he made later in the special about the penis of a classmate who had special needs. Riffe started gaining popularity with TikTok with his crowd work or engagement with his audience in July 2022. Ticketmaster crashed this year when tickets to his problematic show or world tour went on sale. He has amassed a platform of 18.2 million TikTok followers. Many of whom are women. Critics said he felt he was purposefully alienating his female fans by making them the butt of many jokes. A comedian ruining his relationship with a large portion of his fan base because he wanted to be like all of the other boring ass Netflix specials. You can't tell a joke anymore crowd. It's actually just depressing, YouTube or Hank Green posted on X. Comedian Pat Lauer said on TikTok he doesn't like his audience and he's concerned that they're only here to look at him. So he opened the show with a domestic violence joke just to let the ladies know stop giving him money. Riffe told Variety on November 14th that he was ridiculed for having a predominantly female fan base. He clarified that the crowds at a show are 50-50 and insisted he doesn't pander my career to women. I would argue this special is way more for guys, he told the publication. It's hilarious how offended people get. Look, I like this. Hold on. This one TikTok. I'm generally trying to figure out how this can be spun as funny. Like he's victim blaming. It's just a joke, dude. It's not that serious. Look, if you have to explain a joke, it's not that funny. I guaranteed he said that, and a lot of people fucking laughed, like I did. It's just a funny joke. Look, look, Matt Riffe isn't a supporter of domestic violence. He doesn't believe in hitting women. Let's keep it real. He doesn't believe in any of that. He's not going to say, oh, yeah, we should hit women. No, he doesn't think that at all. It's a fucking joke. That's all it really is. It's a joke. It's meant to be hilarious. Laugh at it. Stop being bitches. Hold on, I'm adjusting my camera. Sorry. But that's all it is. It's just a funny joke. But yeah, that's all it's meant to be. It's a funny joke. That's all it is. It's a hilarious joke. How can you not find that funny? It's just a dumb joke. Okay, whatever. But that's all it is. It's just a fucking joke. He doesn't people forget what comedy is nowadays. Comedy is just making bad jokes. Well, not bad jokes, but comedy is about just making jokes. Nothing you say is something you actually wholeheartedly believe in necessarily. You're just making a joke about something that, people probably are going to find offensive. And look, they do. But it's just ridiculous that comedy nowadays has to face this is offensive. He's victim blaming because he's joking about domestic abuse. Look, everything can be funny if the joke's funny. Okay? Everything's funny if you're able to make a good joke off it. That's a good joke. That was hilarious. Feel so bad for her that she has a black eye. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something so she, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I feel like if if she could cook, she wouldn't have had a black eye. Oh, that's funny as hell. All right. Hamas officially approves temporary ceasefire agreement with Israel. Hamas said it has approved the temporary ceasefire agreement with Israel that includes release of hostages. Based on our responsibility towards our patient and stationed Palestinian people and our tireless efforts to strengthen the steadfastness of our heroic people in the proud Gaza Strip and to provide relief and heal their wounds in pursuit of consolidating the will of our victorious resistance on October 7th, event against the Zionist enemy. And after negotiating for many days, we announced with the help and success of God Almighty that we reached a humanitarian truce agreement, temporary ceasefire, for a period of 4 days with diligent and appreciated Qatari and Egyptian efforts. The terrorist group wrote in a statement, the terms of the agreement were formulated according to a vision that aims to serve our people and strengthen our steadfastness in the face of aggression. And always pay attention to their sacrifice, suffering, and concern, statement added. At the time when we announced the arrival of truce agreement, we affirmed that our victorious brigade and our resistance factions will remain as a protective shield and defender of our people until the occupation and aggression are defeated. We promise our people that we will remain loyal to their blood, their sacrifice, their patience, their bond, their aspirations for liberations and freedom, the restoration of rights, and the establishment of an independent Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital with God's will. So there you go. There's a ceasefire. Good, just good. Well, Israel will get some Israel will get some hostages back. Good. Palestinian people in Gaza Strip will get some aid. That's good as well. Yeah. Let's just keep this piece going. Come on. I'm not really gonna get into this because I really don't feel like it. As you can tell, I'm still really sick, so my energy for all this crap is kind of low at this point. But Pete Buttigieg's buddy, Mayor Juan John, was sentenced to 140 charges and was for 30 years for child porn. 500 victims, including infants. Okay, so garbage man's getting what he deserves. I'm not going to get into the 2 sexual assault cases I got here. I think I'm going to do that for a different day when I actually have the energy to go through this. I am planning to maybe try and set up a guest thing. We'll see. All right, so let's check this out. So we're going to just do 2 more things, and I'm going to call it a day. Like I said, I'm really sick, guys. Like, I'm fucking dying here. So I do apologize for the shitty shows. Monday, I think, will be a new day. I'll come back stronger than ever, and we will go about our wonderful day. So, yeah. Fulton County, Atlanta, acknowledges 360,000 ballots from 2020 election audit were duplicated. This discrepancy has been turned over to the Georgia Attorney General for investigation. Trump released a video on Truth calling out this massive voter corruption. Remember, the initial Georgia machine count indicated that Biden won by 12,670 votes. Machine recount narrowed that amount, showing Biden winning by 11,779 votes. Georgia has 30 elections, and Kemp and Ransfenberger helped protect the fraud. All right. So
very.
I was probably playing while I was talking. Sorry. All right, so let's listen to this.
Interesting. Fulton County, Georgia acknowledges in a major consent decree that 3,600 individual ballots were duplicated. 36 batches of them were duplicated. That's a lot of crime. 3,600 votes. That's really a lot of crime. When are the rest of these facts coming out? We're all waiting. This is the beginning of an unbelievable period of time. This is massive voter corruption. Very interesting. Fulton County, Georgia acknowledges in a major consent decree.
All right. So then there's that. So yeah, no, it's crazy. So, okay, so now we're getting actual evidence that there is voter fraud. Wonderful. Wonderful. But guess what? Nothing has been done about it since the 2020 election. There's no voter ID laws, nothing like that, which is terrible. We should absolutely have voter ID laws. This is just ridiculous at this point. But what can you do? All right. Last but certainly not least, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to do sexual assault cases. I will do that probably Monday. So I can give my full energy into it because I don't have it right now. I hate being sick. All right. So Trump dropped a campaign ad. I think it's our first campaign I've seen. So let's check it out.
2024 is our final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media. We will evict Joe Biden, crooked as you can be. Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. We will evict him from the White House, and we will finish the job once and for all. We will make America great again. The stakes in this election could not be higher. Next November, you have a choice between war, poverty, and weakness under crooked Joe Biden, or peace, prosperity, and strength under President Donald J. Trump. Just 3 years ago, our economy was booming, the world was safe, and America was strong. Annual incomes went up by more than $6,000 under the Trump administration, and they went down by about $6,000 under the horrible Biden administration, the worst in the history of our country. The 30-year mortgage rate reached a record low of 2.65%. We had no inflation, and we had gasoline down to $1.87 per gallon. I was also the first president in decades who didn't start a war, and I brought our troops back home. We defeated ISIS, and that was it. Everybody came back home where they should be. Under crooked Joe Biden, the economy is in a shambles, and the world is going up in flames. Real incomes have gone down by $7,400 per family under crooked Joe. Gas prices are $4, $5, $6, and $7 a gallon. Cumulative inflation is nearly 20%, and mortgage rates are pushing a brutal 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%, and you can't get the money. We have war in Europe, we have wars in the Middle East, and we are stumbling into World War III. That's what's going to happen with this leadership because they don't know what they're doing. The contrast could not be more stark. The road back to peace, stability, prosperity, and security for your family begins with a landslide Trump victory in 1 year from now. We will make America great again, greater than ever before. Thank you. Joe Biden and the radical left Democrats are trying to
Oh, apparently there's just a bunch of them linked together. No big deal. We'll finish watching it.
pose as the defenders of democracy, but in fact, they're the ones destroying our democracy. Crooked Joe and his henchmen have tried to shut down free speech with a massive government censorship operation to silence their critics. They're putting Douglas McKay in jail for sharing a joking meme about Hillary Clinton 7 years ago. Nobody ever heard of anything like that. They have 4 bogus criminal cases trying to put their leading political rival, me, in prison. Let's put him in prison. He's leading by a lot. There's no way we can beat him. Let's put him in prison. They're running police state operations to infiltrate the Catholic Church as if it were a communist country. They're persecuting Christians and pro-life activists. They're persecuting anybody they want to persecute. They've labeled ordinary Republicans and parents at school board meetings as potential domestic terrorists. They're resettling millions of migrants into our communities, destroying our country like it's never been destroyed before. They're calling our citizens criminals. They rigged the last election. They rigged the Democrat primary, and they're trying to get their rivals thrown off the ballot everywhere they can. And they're constantly trying to delegitimize the Supreme Court of the United States and threatening conservative judges with violence. In short, nothing about crooked Joe Biden and the anti-democratic party has anything to do with defending democracy. So if crooked Joe wants to turn this election into a question of which candidate will defend our democracy and freedom, then I say, bring it on. Let's go, Joe, bring it on, because you are a corrupt person. You're the most corrupt president in our history. And by the way, the most incompetent president in our history. Because Americans don't like tyrants, we don't like fascists, we don't like communists, and we don't like crooked Joe Biden. You just have to look at the polls. With your vote on Election Day 2024, America will be a free nation once again. We will be free and we will be great. Thank you.
All right, there we go. That's a shit ton of fucking ads. A lot of what Trump's saying is really good, especially the gas thing. It's what I've been pointing out, like a lot. It's the whole gas bill. How much, even during COVID, gas was like, $1.99 or some shit. I remember arguing with someone on Twitter, and they're like, well, that's because no one was driving and everyone was staying home. And so I responded, well, that doesn't make any sense, because that would mean, I think that would mean that gas would actually increase, not decrease, because if gas was, if no one was driving, then gas would have to be increased by companies to compensate for their lack of revenue due to less people driving. So I would think that gas would increase, not decrease, because it doesn't make any sense. Because if less people are driving, that means they need to charge people more than they would normally. So yeah, I made that argument, and then I got a response. This was my response. Well, then stay home. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense, dude. That was his response. That was his. So I won that argument clearly. But yeah, vote for Trump, guys. Vote for Trump, dude. Okay, look, I like DeSantis. I really do. I think he'd be a great president. But the dude's like way behind. Like Trump's like has most of the votes at this point. It is ridiculous. It like DeSantis doesn't have a chance in hell anymore. Nikki Haley doesn't have a chance. Vivek doesn't have a chance. I like Vivek. I like DeSantis. They don't have a chance. Trump is dominating. He is dominating. He's definitely going to be the nominee. I don't care what anyone says. Unless something happens and his poll numbers go down, the dude's like at like 50-something% or something like that. I think he has at least half or more than half of the votes. So look, Trump's the nominee, okay, guaranteed. Let's see. I was going to say something, I forgot. Another thing I keep seeing is like, well, if DeSantis doesn't win, I'm not voting. Dumb. That's a very dumb thing because all you're really doing is voting for Democrats. So you're voting for Biden if you don't vote for Trump. Look, you don't have to like Trump and everything he does, but you have to admit that your life was a lot better when Trump was in office than when Biden was in office. Okay, you have to admit that because it's true. Okay, you're not being just an asshole. I don't like what he says. He's very rude. I don't give a shit he's rude. Was your life better during Trump or Biden? And let's be honest, if you're going to be 100% honest, your life was better under Trump. Let's be honest. Okay, so stop this whole crap of my guy's not the nominee, so I'm not going to vote. No, vote for the GOP nominee. Look, I love Trump. I think Trump's great. I want to vote for Trump. But if fucking DeSantis gets the nomination, I'm voting for fucking DeSantis, okay? I'm not voting just because my guy, the person I want in office in the end. It's a dumb fucking thought. Like, oh, the person I like isn't it, so I'm not going to vote. Dumb. Okay, you're just voting. What you're really voting is for the Democrats to win. That's what you're voting for. So fucking vote. Not that hard. You don't have to get the person you like. Just a person that at least is somewhat competent. And let's be honest, Trump is competent. I don't care what you say. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like it and follow me. Follow me on YouTube. Or no, follow me on Rumble, rumble.com/withghost, as well as my gaming channel, Gaming with Ghost. Descriptions are below. Check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Again, I'm really sorry for shortening the show. Like I said, I feel like crap. My throat's killing me and everything. But I hope you have a good day. Peace out and see you later.